gentlemen, here we are for the Clash of Champions review. You know what it is. I'm the real one. And right now it is 2 o'clock on the day after the pay-per-view. It is 2 o'clock Monday, September 28th. This is your Clash of Champions review again. So I am able to record now, so I am able to give you my thoughts on this show. This show wasn't that bad. It wasn't a train wreck, but again, like 2 to 3 matches made the fucking show. The rest were just meh. Like they were predictable. You essentially knew the results, or you just didn't give a fuck. You had a pre-show that, look, alright, I roll my eyes when the Lucha House Party comes out. I like fucking cringe. They're like so embarrassing, but they are great talents, and I think that they would be, I mean, they'd probably how do you say it, like, just fucking do nothing on their own. But together they're embarrassing. They're embarrassing together. I think that they're great talent, and I think they'd be better off being split and just being serious challengers, being serious wrestlers, because this shit is not working. Lucha House Party is not working. So yeah, they put on a great match with Shinsuke and Cesaro, and obviously that was on the kickoff show, and obviously you know who won, Cesaro and Shinsuke. No surprise there. That was the kickoff show. And you're wondering what the hell happened to Asuka and Zelina Vega. Well, early on in the day, there were reports that, first of all, Bayley was going to get a new opponent, and she was. So she was going to get a new opponent, and that the women's tag match wasn't going to happen, or at least you thought the Riot Squad wouldn't be the challengers. But it turns out it was Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler that weren't able to like compete, and so their status, hopefully this video will be given to you before Raw, so I'm speaking as if I'm gonna release this before Raw, will be addressed tonight, later on tonight, during Monday Night Raw. And if it's dropped tomorrow after Raw, then last night you will know what happened. So that was that, and then Bayley was she was going to address her shit tonight. So there you go. So I mean, we might as well just talk about that since we're on that. Bayley came out and she was like issuing an open challenge, but then no one came out, so she was like, "Oh, ref declaring me the winner, blah blah blah," to Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross couldn't compete. Don't know. She could have COVID, or just for precautions. We don't know yet. They thought Nia Jax said Shayna Baszler was pregnant. But that was a troll. So Bayley says that, and then she's like, "Raise my hand." The ref didn't do it quick enough, and so Asuka, who competed in a match earlier there's no relation to Bayley, so I don't know what the fuck happened, and you had a feeling that Sasha Banks was gonna get involved somehow. So Asuka, after beating Zelina Vega, we'll get to that. You don't give a shit about that either, because Jesus Christ, you knew who was gonna win that one. But Asuka comes out, and they have the match, and then Bayley's like, "Oh, I can't beat Asuka," or this and that, or whatever, and so she beats up Asuka with a chair, and then from behind, it's Sasha Banks who beats up Bayley, and she gets a little bit of a revenge. It's not fully done, but she gets her revenge, and we'll see where this feud ends. if it's continued to WrestleMania or it ends at Hell in a Cell. Sasha Banks is kayfabe injured, so we'll see how long that what happens there. So that was the Bayley ship. Now, since we talked about Asuka, we might as well get that shit off our chest. Asuka faces Zelina Vega. You knew who won that match. Asuka won. And then after the match, Asuka, I don't know what the fuck she was saying. And then she saw Zelina Vega. She wanted to give Zelina Vega a handshake, but instead Zelina Vega bowed. So Asuka bowed, and so that led to Zelina Vega beating up Asuka, and then Asuka was pissed and she spoke more and nobody knew what she was saying. That was that. So the show really started off on a high note, though. The first match was the triple threat ladder match. Now, most of the night was rematches, and especially with this one, because the triple threat match was done Friday, so that was another rematch. Nikki Cross didn't happen, so that match didn't happen, so luckily that shit didn't happen. But this match was pretty more rematches, so. But man, even though this shit was a rematch just with a ladder, this match was phenomenal. And this surprised me because I tweeted out, because Sami Zayn won Friday, so I thought Sami Zayn was gonna lose. AJ Styles came out on top of the segment, so I thought AJ Styles was gonna lose, and I thought Jeff Hardy was gonna win. But it turns out Sami Zayn win. Now, how did he win? At one point, he eventually took out handcuffs. He handcuffed Jeff Hardy's earlobe, because he has a giant hole, and he handcuffed it to the ladder. WWE has an obsession with his earlobe, but whatever, who gives a shit? It's innovative and smart on Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is the smart heel, the crafty heel. So, and then at one point, he handcuffed AJ Styles, and Sami Zayn was able to hold the championships. Now, he won the title back that he should have never fucking lost. But you know what? It's okay because it led to this phenomenal match, so whatever. But the logistics of it, he should have never lost it. But what a great fucking match. I mean, it looked brutal. Jeff Hardy is going to be all I wouldn't be surprised if he's injured. But he was all fucking banged up. Everyone was banged up. I think Sami Zayn at one point was bleeding from the back. Phenomenal match. Great match. That had everyone fucking hyped for the show. And then it went down, and then it went back up for the last two matches. So then after that match was the Asuka match, but you don't give a shit. We already went over that. Bobby Lashley versus Apollo Crews for the U.S. title. You know who won that fucking match. Now, Apollo Crews, I don't know what the fuck they're going to do with him, but he lost, and so this is going to be my little mini rant because I'm just not a fan of Bobby Lashley using the master lock as his finisher. He should be using the spear because that's a great fucking move for him. He makes it look great. I love it when he does it. We just fucking spears everyone and destroys everyone. Fuck, you gotta do more for a master lock than you gotta do for a fucking spear. You can fucking spear everyone, but you can't put everyone in a fucking master lock and for it to be effective. I don't know, but that's gonna be my little mini rant because that's ridiculous. So oh my god, the next match after that was really bad. Now, for this match, Angel Garza and Andrade versus the Street Profits for the title. Match has been overdone since fucking WrestleMania. Now, I thought from the results that they were maybe doing a storyline because with all the ref botches in their matches, but it turns out, I guess, that it was reported later on that Angel Garza was legitimately injured, but I didn't see it. So a move happened and an X was thrown up. The X symbol was thrown up by the refs, and so I guess that fucked up the whole finish. And Andrade didn't know. So when Angelo Dawkins did a spine buster or some shit and went to pin Andrade kicked out, but the ref counted to 3. And even Angelo Dawkins looked surprised. He was like, oh, fuck, he kicked out. But no. They kept it going. So it looks like they ended the match early. So for Angel Garza's sake, I don't know if they were supposed to win, but I don't know. I just hope they don't do another rematch, and I don't know what the fuck is left of this tag division. I don't know what the hell they do left, man. What they have left. It really doesn't make sense, man. They have like no tag team. And the only other fucking tag team that they had, AOP, they released them. So, and War Raiders are injured, so I don't fucking know, man. So then you had Asuka versus Bayley, but we went over that. So now it's time for the last two matches, the better matches. And so this match was, I think, was supposed to main event. And if this match was going to main event Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton, that Paul Heyman was going to do what he would do with Brock Lesnar, and that's if he's not going to main event, then start him off the show. And obviously they didn't start the show, so I had a feeling they were going to main event, and good thing that fucking main evented, because that was a great way to end the fucking show. So you had Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton ambulance match for the WWE Championship, and you had the matches. And early on, Randy Orton was going to go for the punk kick, and then you see his hand being, his leg, his ankles being held by one giant hand. And who was it? None other than the Big Show. I know, you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, man. You're like, oh my God. It's the Big Show. And then, you know, he beats him up, puts him through a table, and so Drew McIntyre was able to take advantage. But at this point, I was like, oh shit. So I think they're gonna go with Randy Orton's past victims in the last couple months that he's been having. They're gonna return and beat the shit out of him. So I had thought, oh, Edge is gonna be the last dude that comes out and beats up Randy Orton. I forgot that Edge was fucking injured, so Edge didn't come out. So he was able to take advantage, Drew McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre, they continue fighting. They go backstage. Christian comes up. He beats up Randy Orton. Then they go back on top of the ambulance. Then on top of the ambulance, Randy Orton drops Drew McIntyre on the floor. And he turns around, and Shawn Michaels comes out and super kicks Randy Orton. He super kicks him, and they did a what do you say, like a camera angle where it looks like he's falling on something, but you have a feeling like there's like a mat, so Randy Orton doesn't completely hurt himself. So he falls off the ambulance, and then at one point you thought, wait, like maybe Randy Orton's gonna win. I don't know, man. All these people attacking him, and then he's still fucking. And so you have, at one point, Drew McIntyre was about to fucking be about to lose, but then he has one arm, pushes the door, and he like claymores Randy Orton, puts him in the ambulance, but he doesn't close. He wants to punt kick Randy Orton, and he does it, and then he closes the ambulance, and then so Drew McIntyre wins. I completely forgot. I completely was surprised. Look, I like Drew McIntyre as champion. No complaints, but I don't know who the fuck is going to be Drew McIntyre. You had Ric Flair at the end of the match. He's driving the ambulance. He's driving Randy Orton. So he was the other victim. He drove Randy Orton out of the ambulance, outside of the arena in the ambulance. But man, I really thought Randy Orton was going to win, man. Because I was like, all right, this would be his third straight pay-per-view loss, and he'd be losing to Drew McIntyre a second time. Like, why do all this just for him to lose again? And this match would protect Drew McIntyre. But you know what? I guess for all the shenanigans in the match, I guess it makes sense. I don't necessarily think you could say, oh wow, Drew McIntyre can't beat Randy Orton, or this and that, or he looks weak. I think it's also a little protecting of Randy Orton. So, you know, how many times is he going to take an L? So, but he got beat up by everyone during the match. So, I don't know. I don't think it really necessarily makes Drew McIntyre look weak. I don't think he would be, you know, having this, but that's what happened. So that was the good match, the second good match, and then woo, we go to the main event. Oh my god, dude! I gotta tell you, man, I was one of the biggest Roman Reigns hater. One of the biggest Roman Reigns hater, man. And this guy just, I guess it was his idea to go heel or have this new edge to him. I fucking love it. This is the Roman Reigns we needed to see. Oh my god, what a great fucking match. So, Roman Reigns versus Jey Uso. So you have Jey Uso making his entrance. He's wearing the like those Hawaiian necklaces. You'll see in the thumbnail. You'll see in the thumbnail what what Roman Reigns wears after the match. So I guess, you know, it's like Samoan tradition and shit. Yeah, it should be like that. And he's wearing that. He comes out to the ring. Roman Reigns comes out to the ring. Same music. However, he's shirtless, no more vests. So that's a little bit nice change to see. It'll be complete when he gets the new music. I don't know when the fuck we'll see that, but he still got the same music. Comes out in without his vest. Nice welcome change. What up, Paul Heyman? And then during the match, he's like, "Look, this wasn't a squash match. Jey Uso was given his time to shine. Jey Uso, at one point, they made it look like Jey Uso was gonna actually beat Roman Reigns. We knew that was not gonna happen, but they made it look like it. He was given his chance to shine. And it was a good match. So at one point, Roman Reigns speared Jey Uso. He could have ended it, but he's like, "Yo, you making the tribal chief come out like this, and you're not gonna lay down, this and that. Call me tribal chief." He wouldn't do it. Jimmy Uso comes out, and he's like, I'm gonna throw in the towel. I'm gonna throw in the towel. And Jey Uso is like, no, don't do it. And he's, they're twins. They're down they're down since day one. They're like, you know me, don't do this shit. And I forgot what the hell. I think he was like, they were like, Jey Uso was like calling Roman a bitch or some shit. I don't even know. But he's like, I had enough. He drags Jey Uso in, and he starts beating him up, and then Jimmy Uso throws in the towel. That's the end of the match. Roman Reigns is still champion, but Roman's like beating him up still. And Jey Uso's like, Jimmy Uso's like, yo, chill, though. Like, we're family, we're blood. That's it, bro. Enough. So then afterwards, Roman, the necklace that Jey Uso was wearing was given to Roman Reigns. So as signification, he's the tribal chief. That was a great touch. Great, I don't know how they're gonna continue this, but this story was like as if, your little brother, your sibling, they're crying for mercy and this and that, and Jey Uso didn't really lose. You could say that, wow, Jey Uso was protected, and he could have easily lost, and they protected him big time, man. They protected him. He never gave up. He never got pinned. It was Jimmy Uso that threw in the towel. Even, you gotta be mercilessly, but it was great, man. This was great stuff, man. Look, it's not every day that the towel throwing is used a lot, but this was used effectively, and this was a great story. This was a really great, great emotions, and I'm so happy that this match was thrown last, because if this exactly how it was first, then I don't think it would have worked, or it wouldn't. It would just be. I'm glad this ended the show. Great stuff. I love this Roman Reigns, and again, he's the must-see thing on SmackDown. Like, you're not really watching SmackDown for anything else other than Roman Reigns. So Wow. Great ship. You know, oh yeah, I'm not complaining about WWE, so there you go. I'm actually being real with you guys. I'm not biased. This was phenomenal stuff, man. And now with the draft looming on, I think, October 9th, we'll see what happens. You know, obviously Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre are probably going to stay on their respective shows. Respective shows. So we'll see what new challengers lie for Roman Reigns. Now, this Roman Reigns makes me excited, and this storyline makes me excited for a Rock versus Roman Reigns match. That's all they had to do in like a month. In a month, they made you excited. They flipped you so that you're excited for a Rock versus Roman Reigns match that has been floating around for like years, and it took them like a month to make you give a fuck about this match. So we'll see where Jimmy comes in. Jimmy Uso is probably out longer, so I don't know if he's gonna have a match. So I don't know how the hell they're gonna do this. Maybe they bring in more family members that Roman Reigns can beat up and shit until WrestleMania with The Rock. I don't fucking know, man. But great storyline here. You love it. You gotta love it. Good, you know, no complaints here from this match. So that was your Monday. Jesus Christ, I gotta get used to this. This was your Clash of Champions review. So if you like what you see, leave a thumbs up, subscribe, share with your friends, family, and